Time now for your forewarned weather with Chief Meteorologist Alana Brophy.
Just Alana Brophy for our forewarned weather. I don't think lightning is going to be an issue here in Utah, but that was way too close of a call. Did you see that?
Oh my gosh, uncomfortably close, so dangerous. And you know, lightning is Utah's #1 weather-related killer. So while the monsoon season has been quiet by, and we know that it is a serious threat here in the Beehive State, especially towards our higher terrain. I don't want to be near that. Keep the trees far away from me.
Yeah, I'm staying down here.
Right? When thunder roars, you head indoors. Let's take that. Oh, did you see that bee kind of flowing around to the Beehive State? Hey, looking for a cameo. We gave it to him. Live view from Cedar City right now. Clear skies, sunshine, temperature in the low 90s, just 90 degrees in Cedar City. This is one of the areas with critical fire danger. And tomorrow that threat expands. It is going to reach far and wide in the Beehive State into central Utah and all the way up to the eastern Uinta Basin. So you see that red noting critical fire danger, but an elevated fire threat all the way to I-80 as well as the Wasatch Front and near Lake Powell. We know that the southwesterly winds have been a problem since the weekend. They continue today. Look at those double digits from Delta down to St. George, Salt Lake with some gusty conditions, even Moab. Southwesterly winds, part of the problem. The recipe for a red flag warning includes the winds, very dry conditions, which is noted here on our relative humidity with single digits. Not great news, not much recovery overnight, and then the heat plays into it. Here's a look at the latest red flag warnings that have been issued. You'll notice this has been expanded. We forewarned you yesterday that the potential was there for this to spread into central Utah and the eastern side of the state, and here we are talking about these new red flag warnings. Until 10 p.m. tomorrow night, that portion of the West Desert will be underneath that, extends all the way to St. George. Now, the Central Mountains and the Color Country Mountains, they're going to stay, that's the South Central Mountains, in effect under this red flag warning until Saturday, meaning that wildfires burning, the Monroe Canyon fire, could see erratic behavior because of the winds, and it has as it continues to just double in size there. As we look at eastern Utah and the Book Cliffs, 1 to 8 p.m. for tomorrow for the red flag warning as the winds in that area kick up. Live view, speaking of wind, our flag moving just a little bit, 97 degrees here at the ABC4 studios, our Colonial Flag Tower camera showing us sunshine, but also how about that smoke? Have you seen it? If you live on the benches, you're looking across the valley, very, very hazy, but you notice it statewide, 90s in the northern half of the state, triple-digit fever. Green River, Lake Powell just dropped a little bit, 102 in St. George. They made it to 104. We know that the heat is on, average in the south, above average in northern Utah. As we zoom in, showing you those high 90s from Ogden, 100 degrees now in Tooele. The sensor's picking that up. Wasatch back cooking, 92 in Morgan, mid-80s in Park City. Over the next several hours, we'll ease into the 80s. It's going to be a while. So if you're stepping out, maybe you've got a dip in the pool on the schedule. You need one. Going to stay in the 80s for the next several hours. Low 80s by ABC4 News at 10. Clear skies, dry conditions, matching what we're seeing in Ivins, where we've just jumped to 103. That live view telling the quiet story. Southwesterly flow noticeable here. We have seen a few pop-ups in southwestern Wyoming, packing a punch there with some hail as well as 50-mile-per-hour winds. We don't have that much moisture potential in the Beehive State, so we haven't seen it. Live view from Richfield. Look at the corner of your screen. You see that smoke coming off of the Monroe Canyon fire, and smoke is going to continue to plague, especially eastern Utah. Our high-resolution model pushes that smoke to eastern Utah with our southwesterly flows. We head into tonight. Thicker plumes settle closer to the surface. That inversion layer sets up, but then when the winds pick back up tomorrow, they'll push some of that smoke out of the Beehive State, push it towards Colorado and Wyoming, but the thickest smoke, Castle Country, Lake Powell. We're seeing that from the Grand Canyon fires. Air quality impacts expected with moderate air. Forewarning you now, if you feel that smoke and respiratory issues, limit your time outdoors. I know it gets to you. Quiet conditions with the future cast, really dry. We could maybe see a pop-up towards West Wendover tomorrow afternoon, but we have relatively low moisture potential, and we stay that way. This ridge of high pressure is in control. It's dominated the weather story, and it blocks any bit of wet weather we could possibly see. The ridge takes over. There's that weakening low. Look at how the moisture goes around the ridge, and we'll continue to do that in the coming days. That enhances our southwest flow, which is why fire danger stays put, and you watch as all those lows stay away from the Beehive State, and we have dry conditions on deck. 90s for tomorrow. Hazy, smoke-filled skies, 103 in St. George, where as you check the next 7 days in Washington County, it is hot, dry, and windy. hazy. Fire danger likely to remain elevated, maybe a shift next Tuesday, Wednesday. Fairly average temperatures for this time of year along the Wasatch Front. Really dry, plenty of sunshine, that smoke at times. Well, that could be a bit of a bother, but it's not going away. Fire danger holds steady.